Whenever the alignments of tabletop RPGs get brought up in a conversation, it is met by a sudden plethora of groans and sometimes angry remarks about something taking away character agency. I challenge this concept in the sheer fact that it is written into the fluff, calling it fluff because we all mostly run homebrew worlds that are based on core ideas, of the Forgotten Realms. When your character is born, they are given a soul. The soul is not a static thing. It has no markings and no blemishes on it. But as you act and make choices through your life, you end up molding your soul into alignment with greater cosmic structure, along with being a tool to help you flesh out and stabilize their personality over the course of a longer running campaign. This is an example of Celestial Wheel, and it is where we find the future of your character. In the event that you are unaware, when you die, and you did not ingratiate yourself with the party's healer to bring you back to life, your soul passes to one of the following outer rings. I'm not going to go to the exact details of these planes or for time's sake, but they all embody the alignment of where they land. If your character is neutral good or pure good, you go around here. Neutral evil or pure evil, you go around here. Same with pure lawful and pure neutral. Most people don't go to the pure planes of existence, but it does happen either because that is who they truly were or of deals made. I think this is an interesting detail because both you and the DM can use this as a tool for character development, a temptation to stray from the path, or as a reward to hold over their head. If you were approached and told that because of the choices you made in your life, you will become a devil, sent to create more evil in the multiverse and make people sign away their right to any sugar and spice in their lives, would you not reconsider the choices you made that led there? Would you act better or seek out to avoid the fate that has been determined for you? Especially if you thought that apocalyptic spell in the refugee camp was the morally right thing to do. But even not talking in a cosmic sense, I think a lot of people miss the aid that setting an overarching alignment for your character can do for you. By assigning alignment, you are not saying that your character is just these ideas and concepts, they just happen to fall into it. It provides you a good basis of how one might expect your character to react in situations you have not yet previously explored or thought of. Your law-abiding, empathetic hero wouldn't suddenly approve of the wanton destruction of war without outside influence from who you have built them up to be. In the same stroke, your emotional and apathetic brute who slaughters his way through his problems will not suddenly stop to consider the ethics of robbing the poor. The only time the idea of alignments controlling your character come to light is when it is imposed by the DM who tries to wrest control away from you, the one playing the character, because the Dungeon Master has their own perception of how your character should behave and act in a given scenario, either because they are planning for you to act a certain way for their plans that they had made, or because they do believe that the paper is more important than the person. In these events, it is important to not be strong-armed and, if need be, explain your rationale on the actions your character is taking. Either you are misguided and in explanation you see the error, or you are just in your actions and is effectively communicated to the rest of the table that this is in fact what your character would do in the given situation. On the mechanics side of things, alignment has always changed its level of relevance based on the system you're playing. Pathfinder 1st Edition and D&D 4th Edition had some reference of it in their abilities and items. Pathfinder 2nd Edition makes a major distinction based on locking spells behind alignments and how some effects work, and D&D 5e makes no reference outside of 2 or 3 magic items and very rare monsters' abilities like the Shadow or the Rakshasa. These mechanics are still important for storytelling because it gives away a lot of how these are implemented in the game. When I played a Pathfinder 2e campaign, at the story climax, our cleric had thrown a holy spear at my character who only harms characters of the opposing alignment. So when his good cleric struck at my evil wizard, it absolutely worked, and it was an affirmation on his end that we would forever be at odds on some level, even if we ended up working in moments throughout our adventures together. Every way you cut it, alignment can be a way to further the stories you have to tell at your table, and so long as you embrace the concept of it, it can help clarify the directions you intend for your characters to go. I'm not going to advocate if you start evil, you better have a redemption arc, or if you pick good, you can't ever do something for yourself, because that is again a meta-narrative imposed on characters that we have designed for ourselves. Take your characters, embrace who they are, and allow the story to be molded by the weight of their existence. Every line and every box on your character sheet is a tool to allow you to get into the headspace of your character and bring them alive at the table. And so long as you remember they are tools and not rules, you will have an amazing time being the sliver of yourself. The only time the idea of alignments controlling your character come into light, the only time the idea of character fucking shit.